Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. They're usually cold-blooded psychopaths who have absolutely no problem taking another human's life. Oftentimes for no other reason than their own pleasure. Among these unfortunately many serial killers throughout history. Some have managed to stand out. The following list ranks and concentrates on those serial killers that are deadliest of all time. Before we begin, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any future updates. Number 10. Pedro Lopez, 1948. Pedro Lopez's deranged killing spree is terrifying enough, but perhaps even more terrifying is the fact that Lopez's current whereabouts are unknown. The native of Colombia claims to have raped and killed more than 300 women across Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. At least 100 of these were tribal women. Number 9. Joseph James DeAngelo, 1945. Though his crimes occurred decades ago between 1974 and 1986, Joseph James DeAngelo wasn't identified as the Golden State Killer until DNA evidence from one of the crimes was used to match with a close relative of DeAngelo's, which led to his identification and arrest. Over the course of 3 separate crime sprees, DeAngelo murdered at least 13 people, raped more than 50, and committed well over 100 burglaries. He was a former police officer. His training undoubtedly helped him in planning and executing his crimes, while minimizing the physical evidence he left behind. Number 8. Joachim Kroll, 1933 to 1991. German serial killer Joachim Kroll murdered at least 14 people, including young children, between 1955 and 1976. After strangling his victims with his bare hands, Kroll would have sex with their corpses, then cut them up in pieces to eat. Number 7. Jack the Ripper, unidentified serial killer 1888. Jack the Ripper may be a name that everyone knows, but no one can be certain of his true identity. Whoever he, or she, really was, Jack the Ripper was definitely deranged. In 1888, Jack the Ripper terrorized the Whitechapel neighborhood of London by slitting the throats and abdomens of at least 5 prostitutes and leaving them for dead. Sometimes, he would even remove the woman's uterus and take it as a sort of prize. Number 6. John Wayne Gacy, 1942 to 1994. There's deranged, and then there's the type of deranged that describes the serial killer John Wayne Gacy. He was nicknamed Killer Clown because of his job attending children's birthday parties and charitable events as Pogo the Clown. His occupation gave him easy access to potential victims. Gacy was convicted of raping, torturing, and murdering 33 teenage boys over a 6-year period. Number 5. Albert Fish, 1870 to 1936. Fish was tried and found guilty of raping, killing, and cannibalizing 3 children in the early 1900s. However, he claimed that he had murdered more like 100 children, and even boasted that he had children in every state. Number 4. Jeffrey Dahmer, 1960 to 1994. No list of the most deranged serial killers would be complete without Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer, known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, was ultimately convicted of murdering 17 young men over a 14-year period. But Dahmer didn't just murder them, he also raped, dismembered, and sometimes even ate his victims. Number 3. Andrei Chikatilo, 1936 to 1994. Between 1978 and 1990, the Russian serial killer Andrei Chikatilo sexually assaulted, murdered, and mutilated more than 50 young women and children. Chikatilo killed his victims by stabbing and slashing them with a knife. One of the youngest was 9 years old. Chikatilo later admitted that he was only able to achieve orgasm by stabbing women, a fact which made it difficult for him to resist his strong urges to kill. Number 2. Harold Shipman, 1946 to 2004. Nicknamed Dr. Death, Harold Shipman is thought to be responsible for murdering 218 of his patients between 1972 and 1998. In reality, the number of people he murdered is likely much higher. As a practicing physician, Shipman had easy access to potential victims, which is why he was able to be such a prolific killer without raising suspicion. Number 1. Ted Bundy, 1946 to 1989. You don't have to be American or have been around in the 1970s to know the name Ted Bundy. Bundy is easily one of the most deranged serial killers, not to mention kidnappers, rapists, burglars, and necrophiles, of all time. His modus operandi included kidnapping his female victims, raping them, and then dismembering them. He often kept their heads as souvenirs. Before he was executed in 1989, Bundy admitted to kidnapping and murdering 30 women, though this number is almost certainly much higher. What do you think about our list? Tell us in the comment section below. And if you have any questions or suggestions, then feel free to mention them in the comment section and we will surely respond to your request. If you liked this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.